Did you know that the Pop Culture Preservation Society is on Patreon? Patreon allows you to support our work by becoming dues-paying members of our society. We are an independent, women-run endeavor with a commitment to delivering the highest quality listening experience to our community. And so we've taught ourselves how to record, edit, and produce a podcast in midlife, a time when most of us are asking our kids how to regram a TikTok, so that we can deliver episodes that truly speak to you. Support from PCPS patrons means that we can devote more of our time and resources to the content, sources, equipment, software, hosting, and research that you've come to depend on, without worrying about how to pay the bills. So thank you. We appreciate you from the bottom of our bell-bottomed hearts.
When you're craving a pop culture bite, tune on into PCPS Lite. It's short and sweet, but packed with fun. Gen X memories for everyone. 6 little sips to keep you keen. So we're back with season 17. Oh, it's PCPS Lite.
Welcome, everyone, to another light and refreshing episode of Pop Culture Preservation Society. Short and sweet and unresearched and unscripted conversations we're bringing you as we work hard to also record season 17, which are researched and scripted a little bit and take up a lot more time than these do. So today we're going to play a little game. Are you guys ready?
I am.
I think
Okay,
so.
where I don't have to actually answer the questions. So I love these kind of games. So you all know how we love Remind Magazine, the print version, obviously, but also the website. It's a really fun place to catch up on pop culture newsy tidbits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, both fun facts, but also current news that pertains to those decades, like this short read from a couple of days ago titled, Helen Hunt Reveals Her Thoughts on That Infamous TV Movie Role.
Oh
Talking
my
about
God.
desperate lives. I mean, come on, you guys. We've got
Is
to
that
do
what
an
it's
episode
called? I didn't
on
even
that.
know what the title was.
I didn't either. Well,
No
I think
idea.
it says in there, it's like that Angel Dust movie. And before all her well-received roles, if you might remember, Helen Hunt played a teenager so affected by the drug PCP, or Angel Dust, that she launches herself from a second-floor window, bounces off the pavement, and starts slashing at her wrist with shards of broken glass.
Oh my gosh, so dramatic.
So I think you guys, coming up in a season or two, we need to dedicate an entire episode to this TV movie and see if we can get Helen Hunt to come on and talk to us.
It's iconic. And it's time for her, for her to come on and recognize and accept the award for the iconic status of that
Yes.
moment of flying out of the plate glass window.
And because she was just talking about it in a Remind Magazine article from like last week, we know she still gets asked about it. She's still very willing to talk about it. Anyway, I digress. One thing I love to do when I'm killing time is check out the quizzes on Remind's website. Honestly, they're a great mix of easy questions, so you feel really good about yourself, and challenging questions, so you either feel good about yourself, or you can say, if you get them right, or you can say, oh, come on, who would even know the answer to that? That's so hard, right? So I thought it would be fun to give you, Carolyn and Kristen, and the listeners a couple of the quizzes I recently took on Remind Magazine. Do you guys think
Okay, this will be funny because this will be a perfect example of where listeners are going, God, I can't believe you're not getting this.
Right.
Well,
Helen
and this is-
Hunt. It's
well, this-
Angel Dust.
Here's what I want to remind you, Carolyn and Kristen. I want to remind you to first give the listeners time to think of the answer in their head. Because I'm going to give you multiple
that's
choice.
hard. Oh my God.
So I want you to, listen, just take some time to
We can work
give the
together
listener-
too, right? Like Carolyn, we're not competing.
I mean, I think you
I'm a
guys do
terrible
what you want to do.
competitor.
Why don't you guys do what you want to do? Why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves and you come up with
Yeah,
what you
we
think?
need to chat about it if we can't come up with it.
So the first quiz I'm going to give you is how well do you know the television show The Waltons?
Oh. Carolyn.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, just what I love again about this podcast is I loved so many things growing up, but I don't have sometimes the memory of the specifics that you guys have.
Okay.
So, I could name all the Waltons, but if you're going to ask me about a specific episode, I don't know.
no.
So
Well, maybe
I'm
the two
gonna
of us
make you
together
work
will be able to
together,
figure
yes.
it
I'm
out.
going to make you feel better. I didn't watch that I didn't watch the Waltons. I have knowledge of it, but I might have watched a handful, and I only missed 2.
Oh, good. Okay.
That should give you a better.
We're going to do okay.
Okay. In what state was the Waltons' fictional mountain area community of Walton's Mountain located? A, Kentucky. Don't forget to give time to the listeners. I see them both like, you guys, if you could see this, they're both
any
like
choices.
B, Tennessee. The listeners might.
I know. Good for
This is
them.
also, this podcast episode today is supposed to be enjoyable for all listening, not just you guys. Okay. A, Kentucky, B, Tennessee, C, Virginia, or D, West Virginia.
See, now I'm going to let Carolyn answer because I've had difficulty with this, to be truthful, because I would get things like Charlotte and Charlottesville mixed up as a child.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So listeners, I
that
want
led me down the
listeners,
wrong path.
listeners lock in your answers now. And Carolyn, what's the answer?
Yes, this is going to be my final answer
Okay.
because I am sure that this is C, Virginia.
Correct. Good
And
job.
I always thought it was West Virginia. I don't know why.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But it had something to do with Charlotte and Charlottesville, even though Charlottesville is even
Charlotte. Yeah, I was going to say Charlotte's in North
is not-
Carolina, and that
yeah.
wasn't one of the. But that's
It's not one of the choices. I'm just confused as a child. There you go. Okay.
The next one you guys are going to know too, but our listeners might not, and it's fun for them to play. So let's give them time. Which Walton's character was based on series creator Earl Hamner Jr., who also narrated the show's openings and closings as an older version of the character? A, Jason Walton. B, John Boy Walton Jr., C, Ben Walton, or D, James Robert Jim Bob Walton.
I think this is a perfect opportunity, Carolyn, for you to tell the story about dropping the Earl Hamner reference in our writing group.
Okay. I would be happy to.
It was a moment for us.
Yes, it was. I mean, this podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that moment. Would you like to provide the correct answer though to our question now? I think the listeners have had enough time to think about it.
The real answer is John Boy.
Correct. John
Yes,
Boy, yeah.
Yes. So, very quickly, yes, Earl Hamner Jr. is the creator of the Waltons, and I lived in Virginia for a while and worked where Audrey Hamner worked. And Audrey Hamner and I would carpool around the Blue Ridge Mountains for our job. And it dawned on me one day as she was sharing that she was Earl Hamner's sister. And so she was the Erin character of the Waltons. I was sharing this story in writing group, and I said something to the effect of, I was with Audrey Hamner. That's Earl Hamner's sister. You know what that means. And it was kind of fell on dead ears, except for or deaf ears, not dead ears, deaf ears. That too, probably too. I probably bored everybody to death with my story. But yes, Kristen's eyes just lit up and she knew who Earl Hamner was. And she tells the story that, that's when our relationship just began, probably.
I always say you had me at Earl Hamner. The 2 people in the room.
I feel like that needs to be a T-shirt. That should be a
Earl
T-shirt.
Hamner. And then on the back, Carolyn's will say, I saved the Waltons.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. We're 2 for 2.
Yes, you are. John Boy was the oldest of the 7 Walton children. Who was the youngest? A, Elizabeth. B, Mary Ellen. C, Aaron. D, Jim Bob.
Okay, so this will be interesting. Not Mary Shelley, if you didn't watch it. Carolyn, did you have a special affinity for, shall I give the answer or shall you give the answer?
Listeners, are you all ready? Let me just check with our listeners. You guys, and over there, and then let's see, in Tennessee, and Oregon's in their last. Yes, okay, we're good.
Okay, you can give the answer, Carolyn.
No, you can't.
Okay, the answer, the youngest Walton was Elizabeth Walton. And so my question to you, Carolyn, is did you feel a special affinity for Elizabeth? Was she your Walton?
Aaron was my Walton, believe it or not.
Aaron was your Walton. Okay. And
When
was that
I
because of
watched-
your age?
Yeah, probably. I mean, she to me was, no offense to the other female Waltons, but she was the cutest to me and just kind of seemed the most, if I had to live in the Depression era house and live a life, it was going to be Aaron's life.
Choose your Depression era character. Who would you be? It's like Sex in the City. Which one of the Waltons would you be?
What does this say about you?
You're such a Mary Ellen.
I certainly watched enough of them to, I just didn't watch it like you guys did. But I could answer your question. Yes, I definitely was all about Elizabeth.
Yep.
And
She was the cutie.
She
And I
was.
always felt like I was the little one, and she was the little one.
Well,
and it just
and
made
isn't-
sense.
and isn't that Cammie Kotler?
Yes.
Yes. So
I mean,
what
we've
can we
had her
share
on the
about-
podcast.
That's right.
And if you guys have been listening to these the past few weeks, you know we're going to always have an episode that relates
Right.
to whatever we're talking about, and we do. It was from last Halloween or 2 Halloweens ago, I believe. We had, I don't even know, how many years ago was that now? But we
I
have
think it was
Cammie
just this
Kotler
past
on
one.
to talk about when her Raggedy Ann doll,
Crawled across the floor.
becomes
possessed.
haunted and possessed, and there's a poltergeist. And
That's
well,
because
poltergeist on
she's
Walton
going
Mountain.
through the changes. Remember, she's
It was
like,
puberty.
It's
Yeah,
those damn
puberty.
hormones, y'all.
Puberty on Walton's Mountain was serious business,
Yeah.
and there
Yeah,
was
conjured
and
up
I
poltergeists.
feel like I waited my whole life. I think I waited 56 years to say the words. Do you remember that time Elizabeth Walton had a poltergeist? And there are only a few people who would be able to go, "Oh my God, I totally remember that." And the Raggedy Ann doll was crawling across the floor. I feel like I've been waiting so long for that.
That's a
moment.
really fun conversation. You all listening, if you liked the Waltons, and especially if you remember Poltergeist on Walton Mountain, or like we like to call it, Puberty on Walton Mountain, Walton's Mountain, go back and listen to that episode. Okay. What was the name of the TV movie that introduced the Walton family and was so successful that it led to the Walton series? A Wedding on Walton's Mountain. B, The Homecoming, A Christmas Story. C, Mother's Day on Walton's Mountain. D, A Day for Thanks on Walton's Mountain. Listeners,
Do you wanna give
lock
it,
in your
Caroline?
answers
Doesn't matter.
now.
Okay, can we share?
Yeah.
The
What's the
answer would
answer?
be The Homecoming, A Christmas Story.
That is correct. Good job.
And that is the little nugget that we have about that, which you've heard in several episodes, is that Karen Grassley, who played Ma Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie, prepared for her audition for Ma Ingalls by watching The Homecoming. Like she was channeling Olivia Walton.
And-
even though Depression and Pioneer Days are not the same, but whatever.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned is old-fashioned.
Kristen, do we have an episode for that?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Karen Grassley was our first celebrity interview, our very first one, and we just about pooped our pants.
And
We
you
did.
guys, she
It's so
is
cute.
It's really
as
cute.
delightful as you would hope Ma Ingalls.
Remember when her doorbell rang?
And it was like,
man.
yeah,
UPS man.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." My doorbell ring, and we can hear her talking to the
God.
UPS man.
I love it. Okay, which U.S. president stated that he wanted to make American families a lot more like the Waltons and a lot less like the Simpsons? Was that A, Ronald Reagan, B, George W. Bush, C, Jimmy Carter, or D, George H.W. Bush?
George H.
Okay, I'm going to go with you. That's
Once
not
again,
what I would have
Kristen,
said.
let's wait for
I'm sorry.
the listeners. I knew this was going to be an issue.
I know.
I have
I'm
it
very
written in my
eager.
notes.
I'm that
Yeah,
kid
I
in the
guess it
front
would
row
have to
with her
be.
hand raised.
Do you know this, or are you going like
No, I know.
chronologically? Okay, I thought you were going by like when would the Simpsons
No, I
have
remember
been
it.
out?
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
good.
And
Well,
all of
then-
us who watched The Simpsons were like, "Fuck off."
Yes, the
It's
answer
commentary,
is
dummy.
correct. It was George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
That's
It
one
was-
that I got wrong.
It was irritating at the time because if you were ever a Simpsons watcher, you're not meant to take it literally. It's sort of like Archie Bunker. It's meant to expose the difficulties in society. You're not supposed to want to be Bart Simpson.
Right,
You're supposed
right,
to
right.
learn from Bart Simpson. And so really the Waltons and the Simpsons are doing the same thing. But George H. didn't get that, I guess. I don't think he was watching a lot of TV. I don't know why he dared to say such a thing. He probably walked in on Jenna and Barbara watching The Simpsons and,
Smoking
Maybe, or
weed.
someone
Yeah.
gave him a sound bite and he
Yeah.
thought it
and they
sounded
said
good.
crap. They said crap in that show.
Yeah.
Hey, PCPS friends, it's Carolyn here. Did you know that I'm turning 60 this year? And to celebrate, I'm not buying a Trans Am or reliving my Aquanet years. I'm participating in the Chicago Marathon. And now, before you picture me in one of those old Jane Fonda workout tapes with leg warmers and a sweatband, don't worry, I'll be wearing proper running shoes. Here's the real reason I'm doing this. I'm running to raise money for Down syndrome research through the Lumind Foundation. My inspiration is a very special little guy, my friend's grandson, baby Leo. Every time I lace up my shoes, I think of his smile. So here's where you come in. Just like we all chipped in for concert tickets or showed up with our quarters for Pac-Man, I'm asking you to show up for me and for Leo. Every donation, no matter how small, moves us closer to breakthroughs in Down syndrome research. You can find the link to donate in our show notes or head to the PCPS socials and click the link in bio. Help me make my 60th birthday about more than miles. Let's make it about love, hope, and the Gen X superpower of showing up. Because just like we learned from the Breakfast Club, we're stronger together.
Okay, what composer, also known for his film scoring, wrote the Waltons' memorable instrumental title theme? Was that A, John Williams, B, Jerry Goldsmith, C, James Horner, or D, John Barry?
Can you read the question again?
What composer, also known for his film scoring, wrote the Waltons' memorable instrumental title theme that you all were just singing? A, John Williams, B, Jerry Goldsmith, C, James Horner, or D, John Barry?
Carolyn, we have to discuss.
Okay, well, let's.
I'm guessing this is the one. This is
why
the
don't
other
you-
one you got wrong, Michelle. Is
It
true?
is the one.
Okay.
How would you know that?
It's
But it is
another
the one
part
I
of the
got.
game. This is just another level of the game. Guessing
Yeah,
which one.
guess which
Michelle
ones
got wrong.
Michelle got wrong. Yeah.
Okay, because this is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because they were saying well-known movie composer, I think it has to be a name that we know. And there are only
Correct.
2 names on there that I know.
Correct.
And that would be John Williams and James Horner.
Right. Who the hell is Jerry Goldsmith? I don't know.
No, sorry, Jerry, but we don't know. Write Star Wars and then we'll know. So, and I'm leaning John Williams because that would be a real aha moment. That would be like, no way. I feel like
Right.
otherwise, why would they include it on the test?
Correct. And this is, Jaws would have been the year after because we
Yes.
learned that he wrote the theme song to Jaws, which I don't know if I even knew that, but I'm going to lean into John Williams.
Okay.
But if you want to say James Horner,
What did James Horner do?
I don't know. I just
I'm
know
trying
his
to
name.
think of styles right now. And
Did
if
he
I
do
could think
like
of
the
what he did-
Titanic or something?
Oh, yes, he did. Okay, and that leans more Waltons-esque. James Horner is Titanic. That is more, and John Williams is a little more staccato and anthemic. Okay, we're really getting in the weeds.
That's right.
Final answer. Time is up, guys.
Okay, shall we go with John Williams and see what happens? And we'll
At
just
least
accept
this isn't
the-
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we're going to lose like $80,000 for
We're
the
not gonna lose
charity of
anything.
children with, I don't know, no shoes or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go with John Williams.
Okay, final answer.
A final answer.
I will tell you who the hell Jerry Goldsmith is. He is the man who wrote the theme to the Waltons.
No way!
Are you
All
kidding?
of that
of that
for training for nothing?
Guess who what do you guys think I guessed?
You guessed John Williams.
I did guess John Williams for the exact same reasons you guys did.
right.
I did the whole thing. And you guys, this is so pathetic because I sit here at my computer sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm going to see if there's a new Remind Magazine quiz. And I agonize too. I'm like, could it be, I don't know, like as if I'm going to win
$1 million.
or lose $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to give you just a couple more because we're going to move on. 'cause
wait,
I wanna
I
have
we
time.
want to know
What did
how do we know Jerry? What else did he do?
Well, he wrote the theme from the Waltons.
Well, I know, but he
Well,
said,
I don't know. It doesn't say that here.
I
need-
thought you
no.
just said he looked up.
Well,
Yeah,
someone
look it
else
up.
can do
Hold
fact
on,
check.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because that's important. That gives us a little context. So Jerry Goldsmith, is that what I'm looking up?
Yes,
That
Jerry
just sounds
Goldsmith.
like a dentist or something.
Composer.
You would think that we would have unearthed this or something in a past episode if he's a well-known filmmaker and we were talking, or film scorer or person. So it's going to be movies we probably don't know. Like, I don't know. ones our
Let's see.
parents
Well, he's got
watched.
lots of awards. Star Trek, Rambo, Logan's Run, Planet of the Apes, Tora Tora Tora, Patton, Papillon, Chinatown, The Omen. We know all of these movies. Alien,
Yeah.
Poltergeist, Gremlins, Hoosiers, Total Recall, Basic Instinct.
Amazing
Wow.
composer, right?
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
Way
Jerry
to go,
Goldsmith.
Jerry. Way
Sorry
to
about
go,
that.
Jerry.
You
And
guys were correct about James Horner. composing the theme from Titanic. A sad fact that I just pulled up is that he died when he was only 61. But besides Titanic, he wrote the score for the highest grossing film of all time, Avatar. He also was nominated for Oscars for his scores for Aliens, An American Tale, Field of Dreams, Apollo 13, Braveheart, A Beautiful Mind, House of Sand, and Fog. And his other notable scores include Star Trek II, Willow, The Land Before Time, Glory, The Rocketeer, Legends of the Fall, Jumanji, Casper. It goes on and on. I mean, Karate Kid. That was a 2010 one.
Did you say so? Oh, sorry. Do you say the American Tale with our little Fievel?
Yeah.
Oh, and one of my favorite
Russian
songs.
Mouse.
Yeah, but with Linda Ronstadt and
James
Peebo
Horner.
Bryson.
And no, not Peebo. The guy from New Orleans. The guy from New Orleans with the big muscles. No,
Aaron Neville.
Aaron Neville. Yeah, I was gonna report like a big mole on his face, but I didn't want to go there.
Oh yeah.
And he'd wear the cut-off jean jacket. He cut his sleeves because his muscles are so big.
The
Sleeveless jean jacket. My arms won't fit in this jean jacket. I gotta cut the sleeves off.
Jean jackets do have kind of slim arms, I would say too.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
I always feel like they're kind of tight across
Also,
my chest.
it's not. It's James Ingram and Linda Ronstadt who sang it, guys.
Oh, that's right. Because he was
After all
on
that.
my Mellow Mix, that song.
You know what? Because he does. I don't know much,
That's
but I
right,
know
with Linda
I love
Ronstadt.
you. Yeah, that's
right.
another Linda
And that may
Ronstadt song.
be
I need all the listeners.
to know.
I need all the listeners to calm the F down right now because they've been yelling at you guys for like the past 8 minutes.
Sorry.
Okay, we're moving on to a totally different quiz now.
Okay.
And we are going to move on to TV moms. How much do you know about these very famous TV moms? Here we go.
Okay.
Question number 1. What real life event was incorporated into the second season of I Love Lucy? Was it A, Lucy and Desi's honeymoon? B, Desi's hospitalization? C, Lucy and Desi's daughter's first word? Or D, Lucy's pregnancy?
Very historic. That
Very
they showed
historic. We talk about this.
Yeah,
We talk
they
about
do.
and
TV.
we have a related. Do we have an episode for this? Yes, we do.
What was the episode?
I know. I'm trying to think. We talk about I Love Lucy and Leave It to Beaver. Oh, it's reruns. Thank you.
Is
Thank
it?
God. Yes, it's reruns.
Okay.
It's all the reruns we watched after school. Guys, just go to the Googles to put Pop Culture Preservation Society reruns, and that episode will come up. And what's the answer, Kristen?
The answer is when Lucy had a baby.
That's correct.
And
Good
she
job.
wore maternity clothes on. And it was very controversial because we like to pretend that ladies didn't have penises going in their vaginas and making them pregnant.
You know what is so crazy for my little mind is one, my parents sat down and taught me the birds and the bees or told me about them with that iconic purple book, How Babies Are Made. So I knew from a very young age how that kind of worked. And they do the penis and vagina thing all in that book. And they also, if you remember, they had separate beds. They had two twin beds. So my mind would go, one of them had to go to the other one's bed to have that.
Well, they did.
How small it was.
That's accurate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was like they had to be on top of each other kind of almost the whole time.
It's like college.
In
you
the
can't
book,
move.
I know, but you don't know that when you're like 7 or 6 or 5 or whatever. And so
Because
anyway.
your parents slept in a big bed where they
Right,
slept
and
side by side.
so did the couple in How Babies Are Made.
Yes. So how was this going to work?
That's right. It really
You have to,
perplexed me.
What did Alice Cramden, played by Audrey Meadows, study to be on The Honeymooners? A, a teacher, B, a sales clerk, C, a bank teller, or D, a secretary?
I feel like, discussion time. I feel like it would be secretarial school. Like that's what you would study to be.
Right.
in
You
the
would go to like the
1950s.
Catherine Gibbs
Yes.
School of whatever.
Yeah. You
I
wouldn't
agree.
study to be, what was the other thing you said?
Sales clerk.
Teacher,
you would-
sales clerk, bank teller,
I
or
don't think it was a
secretary?
teacher.
Only single ladies would be teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So your answer is D, secretary.
Yes.
That is correct. Good job.
Correct.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to skip down to a couple of other ones. Let's see. This is a good one. Where did Anne Romano, played by Bonnie Franklin, move her family to on one day at a time? A, Indianapolis, B, Columbus, C, Minneapolis, or D, St. Louis?
I'm so glad you said move to, because I leapt ahead and thought you were
I
going to
did
ask
too.
where they were moving from. And I
Oh, no.
don't
Where
know.
are they moving? And if you remember in the opening that we love, you can see the highway sign that tells
Yeah.
the
This is
directions.
it.
This is it. This is life. The one. Okay. Carolyn, what's the answer?
Have a ball. It would be A, Indianapolis.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct. Yes.
And I'm
Okay.
going to say right now, whoever's editing this episode, you can't put a clip in because this is PCPS light.
Yeah.
So no clips.
No clips. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good Times, Florida Evans, played by Esther Roll, first appeared on what earlier sitcom? A, All in the Family, B, Maude, C, Rhoda, or D, The Jeffersons?
We have an episode about this.
We do have an episode about that. You guys, it is a fun game. Listeners, we've said this before. We were all in Amherst and we met this couple out by the fire pit having a drink and telling them all about the podcast. And they started saying, have you guys done one on Purple Rain? And we're like, oh my God, come on, give us a hard one. Yes, we're from Minneapolis. What? And then they kept saying things and would go, yes, we have an episode. It kind of became like Stump the PCPS. Is there
it's
something
a game.
I can think of that you have not done an episode on? And yes, there's a million things. We have a whole long topic list, but a lot of the times we have an episode for it. So,
The game is called We Have an Episode on That.
I mean, look how many related episodes we've come up with just through this organic, unscripted, unresearched, light and refreshing conversation.
It's a cool story because we have an episode on that. We know that there's a cool story between her previous appearance on that show and then who she becomes on Good Times.
So what's the answer, Kristen?
The answer is Maude. She was Maude's housekeeper, but she lived, Maude doesn't live in Cabrini Green in Chicago. So she lives in Tuckahoe, New York. That's nowhere near Chicago. And Esther Roll at the time was married to James, who was a firefighter. We know that James Evans was not a firefighter. And they didn't move. So they just conveniently changed her story utterly and completely.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, well, number one, Maude was never mentioned on Good Times ever. And I don't even think she was a housekeeper.
No, I don't know why they just couldn't have changed her name and have her
Just
be a
make a new
whole
show.
different character. Yeah.
Yes. She can be a different character.
I know. Okay. What kind of serious trouble did Marion, played by Marion Ross, once find herself in on Happy Days? A, she was in jail after crashing a car. B, she was hospitalized after having a stroke. C, she lost all her family's money to a con artist. Or D, she lied to Fonzie about who his mother was.
I mean, two of those are too serious for 70s sitcoms. They would never have a stroke on a 70s sitcom. And
well, they made James die and they didn't even.
Yeah, good point. He just oops,
Florida
sorry, he died.
His husband
Didn't I tell
just
you?
died.
In a car accident because we don't like him anymore. So yeah, you can't have James Evans anymore. And I also don't think she would lose all their money. That's too serious.
Right.
So either she lied about his mother, but I don't know how she would. I don't recall an episode
There
in
is
which
some parental episode. I don't remember if it's about his
Fonzie's
mom.
parents?
Yeah. If it was like his dad was coming into town. I don't know. But I know there is something. Oh, okay. But I guess we go with A. What do you think?
But I feel like I can see a jail. And
You
I
can
feel
see
like,
Marion behind bars. She looked like a jailbird, Marion Cunningham.
That's sounding whiffy to me. I can sort of see it. And it was like in the grocery store parking lot or something like that.
Okay.
That is correct. It is.
Okay.
That is correct. I actually answered D, she lied to Fonzie about who his mother was, because in my memory, I was having a thing where Fonzie was really upset at Mrs. C for a long time. And I thought, I bet that's what it was. And I couldn't remember. Okay. I'm going to give you one more because it looks like our time is up, guys. So this is our last question. Okay. Did you set a timer?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, you did? I was looking at this time. Oh, I didn't know you said it.
We have 13 minutes left.
Perfect.
We can call
good. We can. Well, let me just do one more. And then I do have another quiz, but I think this will be good.
Yeah, this is
okay. Fun. What did Carolyn Ingalls, Karen Grassley, our friend, our BFF,
Caroline Ingalls. Okay, people. Why? Her name is Caroline.
I'm Team Caroline.
Mm-hmm. Caroline.
I'm Carolyn.
And we asked her about that. And
yes,
and what's
she
funny
gave
is,
the wrong answer.
But what's funny is before we ask her about it, we all say it both both ways if you listen
Right.
to it back. What did
But
Caroline?
wait, I want to expand on that a little
Yeah,
bit. Just wait,
okay.
let's wrap this up because we were all intensely curious about this, especially Carolyn, because her name's not Caroline. And in all of the printed material, it's Caroline. That name is called Caroline.
Correct.
And in the show, everyone says the Caroline except Pa.
Carolyn.
He says Carolyn. And so when we ask Karen Grassley, is it Carolyn or Caroline? She says it's Carolyn. And we're like, no, it's not. Did you not even know what your character was named?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
sort of
sorry.
like, okay, no, that's fine. Okay. What did Caroline Ingalls, Karen Grassley, do before marrying Charles Michael Landon on Little House on the Prairie? A, she worked on a farm. B, worked as a laundress. C, helped deliver babies. Or D, taught school.
She must have taught school.
I think she taught school. Yeah.
Those others sound made
I
up.
hope the listeners
Oh, of
didn't just
course.
hear
She
that.
wasn't a laundress. She
No,
was not
she's
a
not
laundress.
a laundress. And I don't recall any farm stories either. I think we do have some interaction with her parents. Are there references to her parents?
I mean, and I guess this is pop culture, probably the TV thing, but yeah, there's references to her parents, and I think they come visit. But she was a school teacher.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel like
right.
she was
Correct.
okay.
Ding,
Yeah,
ding,
finally.
ding.
Ding,
ding.
She was a school teacher. So if you guys like playing these types of little, games to test your Gen X pop culture knowledge of television, it goes all the way up to the 90s too. There was actually questions in that TV Mom's one about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and some other 90s sitcoms. Go to remindmagazine.com. We talk about the print magazine all the time. We love it. I love to, after I've used it, to use it in like my little junk journals and stuff because it's so fun. But you guys, Remind Magazine loves the Pop Culture Preservation Society as much as we love them. And they have a special deal for you. If you go to remindmagazine.com/PCPS, you can get an entire year for $12. That's $1 an issue. I mean, that's
a real
amazing.
magazine.
Yeah.
For
real magazine made out of
$1 an
paper.
issue. And it's like 83% off the cover price because you can buy it at places like if you go to Barnes and Noble or places that sell like every magazine. But you're going to get it for $1. And I'm telling you, it's worth the $12. They have the most fun themes, like, where are they now? But they'll have one that's all about the disco era, or one that's all about 80s movies or summer blockbusters, or television, sitcoms or something like that. So we get a lot.
Just imagine
of our
like
stuff.
inviting people over and then you give them these quizzes, right? When you have when you invite the boss over, like Mr. Tate, when Darren and Samantha have to have Mr.
Right.
Tate over for dinner, and I always thought that must be so uncomfortable. That's when you're going to get your Remind magazine out and give them a quiz.
Yeah. And look I had like 2 other quizzes ready to go, but look at the fun conversations it prompts.
Yes.
So it's great around the dinner table to ask people, because then people are going to start sharing their own memories and their own connections to these shows. Or you're going to get into a really big argument and your guests are going to leave because they are like, she was a laundress. I'm not eating with you at this table anymore.
It's Caroline. Yeah.
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
Thank you everybody for enjoying this light and refreshing lemony
With a lemony twist.
little lemony conversation today. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. In the meantime, let's raise our glasses for a toast, courtesy of the cast of Three's Company. 2 good times.
2 happy days.
To Little House on the Prairie, where Caroline lives.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
The information, opinions, and comments expressed on the Pop Culture Preservation Society podcast belong solely to Carolyn, the Crushologist, and Hello Newman, and are in no way representative of our employers or affiliates. And though we truly believe we are always right, there's always a first time. The PCPS is written, produced, and recorded in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of the fictional WJM Studios and our beloved Mary Richards. Nanu Nanu, keep on truckin', and may the force be with you. Did you know that the Pop Culture Preservation Society is on Patreon? Patreon allows you to support our work by becoming dues-paying members of our society. We are an independent, women-run endeavor with a commitment to delivering the highest quality listening experience to our community. And so we've taught ourselves how to record, edit, and produce a podcast in midlife, a time when most of us are asking our kids how to regram a TikTok, so that we can deliver episodes that truly speak to you. Support from PCPS patrons means that we can devote more of our time and resources to the content, sources, equipment, software, hosting, and research that you've come to depend on without worrying about how to pay the bills. So thank you. We appreciate you from the bottom of our bell-bottomed hearts.